Coming to you from Hilbert College is the podcast
Running Wild.
Spencer, you're back. How was Greece?
Awful, Gabe.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw this comment on one of our recent videos from a Niled Nerf, his name is. Is that your real name, Niled? I just want to say thank you for the listen. Appreciate it. My opinions must be pretty awful for you to want me to hang myself.
Ooh.
But I do appreciate your listen. Thank you.
He likes me, apparently.
It's okay.
Well,
it's okay. Keep listening. Listen to Gabe's opinions. You know, we're not all gonna agree on everything.
Right. I wonder what set him off, Spence. What do you think it was?
I don't know. I think he might be a Cleveland Browns fan because I am pretty brutal on them every episode.
Ooh. That might do it. Before we get to baseball, the World Series, and football, let's talk about something else, Spence. Kentucky Wildcats win 156-63 against NAIA team, granted, Osbury. But Spence, did the other team even show up?
Gabe, that is incredible. Like, even if it's an NAIA team in Kentucky, it's still incredible to win by 93.
Right.
Like, that's not even a basketball game. Why would they even let that happen? They should have called that game when they were up by 70. That's just uncalled for to let it go until they up by 93. Like, what is going on out there? Like, are they just hitting a three every second? I saw they had, like, 29 dunks. Like, it would be an incredible game to watch, honestly.
It's not everyone that can say, hey, I played on the same court as a Kentucky Wildcat.
I mean, it is cool to say that.
Right.
And they played against NBA players.
Right.
They still lost by 93, and it's kind of like, why would we even make this trip?
It's more about the experience, the overall experience.
School's better off just buying tickets for them to watch the game.
I'm going to get to this. We talk about Bill Belichick, genius of the NFL. We talk about Nick Saban, genius of college football. John Calipari, one of the greatest of college basketball. Here's why I say that. He's dealing with the one-and-dones, new freshman, young sophomore teams. That is the bulk of that team every year. And he always makes it to the round of 8, Final Four. I think he's definitely a great recruiter, great personnel guy, one of the greats of college basketball.
I would agree with you, but if I had to put him in the same realm as Bill Belichick, I would probably go with Coach K over him.
We'll have this discussion for another day. Joining us in studio, it's Travis and Pelly. How are we doing today, boys?
Pretty good.
Not too good after last night, Gabe.
Ooh.
Why is that? I thought it was an excellent game.
Yeah, well, I don't think the refs were even there yesterday.
typical Bills fan,
why are
always
the
the
refs? Why are the refs not full time? It's not a typical Bills fan. ESPN's been talking about it all day. It was a penalty on Carpenter and that end of the game penalty on Sherman. That was no call. It's not just Bills fans. These refs need to be full time, so we have some actual people with above an 8 IQ on the field calling a $1 billion company. I'm running wild.
Travis, that is not the worst idea I've heard all day.
Why are these refs not
They
full-time?
should be full-time. They really
Why?
should.
We have Joe Schmo out there calling $1 billion companies games that mean millions for franchises, and these guys don't know the rules of football. We get a delay of game penalty, and the ref resets the ball with 3 seconds left, and then throws the flag for delay of game. Tell me that's the Bills' fault. I dare you.
I cannot tell you that.
Thank you.
So the refs did blow some calls, but the Bills, they weren't the greatest on defense.
No.
Gilmore was doing the mannequin challenge all game long.
Tyrod made up for it. Tyrod had in my opinion, Tyrod had his best game in a Bills uniform yesterday.
Tyrod was really, really fun to watch yesterday. And Shady is back.
Shady is back.
It should have been a 15-yard penalty on Sherman to end the first half.
And at the end of the game.
So yeah, it was a tough loss for the Bills, but it was at Seattle. So now they're on their bye. Next game at Cincinnati. How's the playoff picture looking for the Bills?
Season's over if we don't win, Gabe.
At Cincy?
Yep.
Yeah, we can only afford one more loss.
I would have to agree with you because you're going to lose to the Jets week 17 anyway.
That is the biggest joke I've ever heard.
Bryce Petty's bringing us the glory.
I agree.
Better hope he's
I'm on the Bryce Petty bandwagon, but once Fitz is back after the bye, he'll play. So, but anyway, the Bills are only afforded one more loss the rest of the year, and it can't be against Cincy. Maybe Oakland will have to use that loss.
Ooh.
Maybe Pittsburgh will have to use that.
We
One
have
of
to-
those
we
games.
have to win one of the two.
Those
Yeah.
are tough games right there.
You're going to have to win one of those. Well, you're going to have to win 2 of the 3 between
Cincy,
Cincy, Oakland,
Oakland,
and Pittsburgh.
I started off the season saying 8-8, 9-7. I might have been too hopeful for the Bills the way this season's looking. I think injuries had a large part to do with this, and for the city of Buffalo, I hope they're able to pull it together.
Yeah. See ya, Rex.
Please.
All right, let's move on. Do you know who was really impressive once again? Derek Carr and Dak Prescott. Did you watch the
I
game?
don't know. Derek Carr got me 3 fantasy points, Gabe. How fantastic could he have been?
He'd be
Game.
arguably the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
The best defense.
The best
Latavius
defense
Murray
in the
put in
NFL.
3
Definitely
touchdowns.
the best defense. You know why he was good, Spencer?
He was good. He just wasn't fantastic.
No, he was fantastic.
Game management.
Here we go.
Did he win the
Sorry,
game,
go on.
Spencer? Did he win the game?
He did win the game.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. He won. And they got.
Apparently doesn't matter to Tebow.
He didn't have to throw touchdown passes because Murray had 3 rushes from
I
the
know.
1-yard line. He got him there.
I'm not saying Derek Carr did bad. I'm just not saying.
Well,
he
I'm
did
just
great.
saying I don't care about your
Okay.
fantasy team.
Spencer, what is your beef with Derek Carr? Why do you hate him?
I don't hate him. I actually am a big fan of Derek Carr.
Oh, but you don't think he's good.
No, I don't think he did great last night. I think he played a decent game. If he played great, he would have threw me a couple touchdowns.
Remember last time Spencer came home from Greece?
I do.
He had that fever.
Greek fever.
I think he has it again. So, Spencer,
So, Travis,
are you really feeling okay?
I don't know at this point.
I hope you get on our Derek Carr bandwagon sometime.
I'm a fan of Derek Carr.
You
What-
just hate him, okay?
No,
that's fine.
No, I like Derek Carr.
So you do like Derek
Yeah,
Carr?
I'm a fan.
Oh, is he good?
He's very
Yeah,
good.
he's halfway decent, I guess.
Yeah, but last night
yeah.
he didn't do great.
He
That's
did.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's on the best team in the NFL right now, so.
He's a very good quarterback. Last night, though, we were talking about last night.
You're only judging that because
What's up,
they
Curtis?
got the ball.
Hey, bud.
Oh, joining us in studio, Curtis, late appearance. Hello, Curtis.
I got in a car accident.
Oh, wow.
Are you okay?
Is the
You
car
sure?
okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's
your
better
Xbox
than the Bills.
okay?
It's better than the Bills' playoff hopes at this point.
Is the Xbox
He's
okay?
keeping the humor going, guys.
It's overheated.
All right, Curtis, let me ask you this. Is Derek Carr good?
Derek Carr is great.
Oh,
Here we go.
Who doesn't agree?
We're talking about last night. Just last night.
He didn't
Was he
play
great
last
night?
he didn't play last night.
Last night. Yeah.
Monday.
He played Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, and he's great. Who cares?
Oh, here we go. All I gotta do is win the game. Is Tebow great?
No, because he's
Sometimes.
playing baseball
Is
right now.
Fitzpatrick great? God.
He won 3 games. He's great.
Tebow won games by throwing 7 passes and 3 completions. Derek Carr threw for 184 yards against the best defense in the National
Without a keep to leave
Football
out there.
League.
I agree with
184
Oh,
yards.
okay, fine.
I agree
okay,
with
fine.
that.
So then it becomes 164 yards.
I mean,
He's got 2 of the best receivers in the game, and he can only cover one of them anyways.
Well, you got Chris Harris
that's a
Jr.
big
on the other
deal.
side.
He brought the Raiders to the 1-yard line, so of course you're going to hand it off. That's why he
I
didn't.
didn't say he's a bad quarterback. Why are you yelling at me? He's a very good quarterback.
Your opinion's invalid anyway.
How about
His Sunday
Latavius Murray?
game was not great, though.
I don't know.
Out of here.
I believe Greek fever is definitely kicking in.
I
Travis.
agree, and I think I don't know if our viewers could hear it, but I think Curtis Maloney hit the nail on the head. I heard it earlier in the week, and it was they said if Latavius Murray can have a good week, then the Oakland Raiders will win this game.
Yep,
and he had a great
He had
week.
a great game.
He did.
Latavius Murray.
The
great
3
game.
touchdowns, is that considered great?
It is.
It's so
Derek
decent.
Carr
didn't
Decent,
have
I
3
guess.
touchdowns, but according
Oh.
to
Derek
you guys, he had a
Carr
great
didn't
game.
need 3
Um,
touchdowns.
He had a good game.
Moving on, Dak Prescott does it again. You know what? Cowboys might be the best team in the NFC.
They played the Browns. Calm down.
Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah,
Someone had to say it.
all right.
They played the Browns.
Right. But overall, I think the Cowboys and the Falcons, they might be the best. I think that's who we'll see in the NFC Championship.
With Tony Romo healthy at QB, yes.
No, keep Dak in.
I am
Dak
not
Prescott.
jumping on that bandwagon yet. Tony Romo needs to get healthy. He needs to play. Dak Prescott can only do this for so long.
You know what Tony Romo does a great job at?
Throwing the ball,
Postseason.
Hold on.
throwing the ball to Dez Bryant, one of the best receivers in the NFL that Dak
No, but you
Prescott
really
does
wanna
not
know-
use.
You really want to know what he does better at?
Ride the bench.
Holding a clipboard and telling Dak what to do.
Tony
might as well-
Romo needs to get on the field.
I'm with Ant on this one.
Dak stand.
Tony
Welcome
Romo
aboard.
needs to play.
Why would you give?
You can
hold on,
only
hold on.
beat teams so much the way they're playing.
Why would you target only one great player when you can spread it around
Tom
to
Brady
3 or
effect.
4 good players?
With Tony Romo, you would never see your boy Cole Beasley
Touch
in
the
effect.
ball.
Because they have Dez. Dez would score 4 touchdowns. Dez was open 3
can't
times in
target
that
Dez
game,
every time.
and Dak threw it over its head 4 times.
Interesting conversation. Let's move on and preview the upcoming NFL games. Browns versus the Ravens, Thursday Night Football.
Browns get their first win of the season, Gabe.
Do the Browns win? Spence says yes. What does Pelly say?
I'm gonna say no. Not even no.
Terrell Pryor's leading them to victory.
I'm going to have to agree with Spence here. I think
Yeah!
Terrell Pryor helps them out, and I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns upset the Baltimore Ravens. This Thursday, they upset the Ravens.
Wear your brown and orange. It's going down Thursday.
Here we go.
Is Joe Flacco elite? That question doesn't need to be answered because he's playing such a garbage team that they're going to win by 20. The Browns are awful.
And still coming out with the dub.
The Browns will find a way to lose it. Ravens win. Chiefs, Panthers. Cam Newton coming off a solid win? Question mark. Does he repeat this week?
I think he does. If they were playing in Kansas City, it'd be a different story, Gabe. But Cam Newton's gonna win this one.
All right, that's fair.
I think this is a huge game for Carolina. This is a real gut check. They need this win for their season, to save their season, and they're playing a very good opponent. This is a really good matchup, but I'm going to say the Chiefs win. Cam Newton's not on his game, and he took 2 very hard hits to the head last game that probably should have been called that weren't, but I still think he's not 100%. Chiefs win it.
I agree with all the great points Trav is making, and that's why I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I too am going with the Chiefs. Cam Newton, you can tell I think he's scared playing quarterback right now for a valid reason, yes. But if you have the guy that touches the ball the most on offense scared, making bad decisions like that, I don't like it. The Chiefs offense, they're good. I'm going to take the Chiefs this one. Broncos, Saints.
Broncos played a very good quarterback last week, and they lost. Drew Brees is the biggest gunslinger in the NFL. I still think the Broncos end up winning, though.
I think this is a gut check game for the Denver Broncos.
Gut check week with Travis.
They are. So
Breeze will have a day.
if this game becomes a shootout, Denver will not win because they cannot put up the points, as we saw last week. If Denver's defense actually shows up this week and they can somehow contain Drew Brees in that New Orleans offense, because we know their defense is non-existent,
Right.
Denver will win. So what will happen? I'm going to pick Denver, but I really don't know. I think it's a coin flip.
Great offense against a great defense with Denver. I think the Saints are going to try to put up a lot of points here, but I think Denver's D is going to get a few picks, and I think Denver's going to win the game.
Travis, you were spot on. First to 20 wins. My coin flip favors the Broncos. Rams, Jets.
What kind of coin are you using? Jets get the W here, Gabe. Hopefully Bryce Petty's out there.
Anybody but the Jets, Gabe. Hopefully Bryce Petty's not out there.
If Fitz is playing, the Jets might as well not even play.
I'm going to hop on the Bryce Petty bandwagon here. I think the Jets
Yes.
actually win this game. I like Bryce Petty, and I hope he does play because I think the Jets will sit Fitzpatrick because then they have the next week is a bye week, so they want him to get healthy. So I'm going to hop on the Bryce Petty bandwagon. Jets pull it
Oh,
out.
my dude, Trav.
Do you know what I like? Any team that doesn't have Fitzpatrick on it. Rams win it.
What if Bryce Petty's out there then?
He's still on the roster.
Exactly. Falcons, Eagles.
Matt Ryan for MVP, Gabe. Falcons win.
Falcons.
Philadelphia has a good defense, but I'm going to have to go with the Falcons.
Falcons.
Falcons offense is just too good right now. No one's stopping it. Cowboys or the Steelers?
I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys, Gabe. I didn't like Big Ben at all last week, and I still don't think he's even close to healthy.
Good.
I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one. I think the Cowboys are going to put up a lot of points, but I think Big Ben regathers himself and comes back strong here.
I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. I think Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell are going to have a day.
A day. And that's why I'm going to go with the Steelers, too.
I'm going with the Cowboys. Best O-line in the league. They're going to score. Big Ben is not yet at 100%. I put him at around 60 the way he was limping around out there. Cowboys win it. Sunday night, Seahawks at the Patriots.
Tom Brady is going to make Richard Sherman look like a little boy out there on Sunday night. Patriots win.
Patriots. Deion Lewis is back. So
Is he going to have a day?
he's going to have what Travis would say, a day. Because Deion Lewis is a playmaker out there. Him and LeGarrette Blount will be going off.
And James White.
James White's going to be having a big reduction of carries, though, in plays.
Well, is the matchup the Patriots versus the Seahawks, or is it the Patriots versus the refs and Seahawks? We will see. Patriots win.
I think the second option.
You know, Gabe, for games like these, I used to like to use a little property of my own here called the transitive property.
Oh.
Trademarked by Anthony
And
Pelicano.
since the Bills only lost to the Seahawks by 6, and they lost to the Patriots by about 22 mathematically, give or take maybe a few, the formula I come up with is the Patriots will win by around 7 to 9.5.
Well, that's brilliant.
Check it.
Vegas, get ready.
Vegas,
The
Oxford,
spread is
Cambridge.
7.5. Spread is 7.5.
It's going to be anywhere from 7 to 9.5 points.
Cambridge, Oxford, please
Yeah.
contact Curtis Maloney at Hilbert College right now. You know what the most dangerous, you know what's most dangerous in the NFL? Bill Belichick and Tom Brady with time. They're coming off a bye week. Seahawks have no chance. Patriots win it. Bengals, Giants.
If the Giants defense can contain A.J. Green and the running back core of Cincinnati, it'll be an easy day for Eli Manning. And I think it's going to happen. Giants win.
I'm going to go the complete opposite. They cannot contain A.J. Green, and Cincinnati's coming off a bye. Cincinnati wins it.
I don't think Eli's going to have a day 2 weeks in a row. Let's go Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cincinnati, too. Jeremy Hill and A.J. Green are too much to handle. What do you think of your game?
I do not like this.
Do the right thing,
The
Gabe.
studio against Pelly. Pelly has been on top recently,
And this is where he blows it.
and this is where I gain points in our league. Cincy wins it. It's been a lively discussion on the pod. Guys, thanks for stopping by again.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
It's fun.
Will you drive me home? I don't have a car.
Joining us in studio, it's Winfried Nelson. Win, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you boys?
Well, we're running
I'm a
wild.
man.
So, Winfried, you were at the World Series in Cleveland.
Yes, I was.
You were at the World Series 3 of the 7 games. How incredible was the atmosphere down in Cleveland?
It was very incredible. I felt that I was very lucky and fortunate to be able to, let alone be at one game, but be at, game 1, 2, and especially game 7. It was really incredible.
So game 1, you went with your dad as a normal viewer fan, and then the other 2 games you went because you were working the stands. How'd that come about?
Well, our baseball team here at Hilbert College, we work for DNC, which, will run stands at, now it's New Era Field for the Buffalo Bills. And so our head coach got an email saying, hey, we'd like to send some guys down to Cleveland, work a World Series game, because it's a little close to home. We have time to be able to do that. The coach was like, yeah, you know what, I'll get some guys together, we'll see what happens. And so that's how we were able to come across that.
What was the difference, the atmosphere, the game experience between being a fan and working it?
Like for games 2 and 7, that I had to work for, I wasn't really able to be out there and interact with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched game 1, being in the stands, it's just my ears were hurting. Like your whole body was just vibrating. Going to the other games where I had to work, being in the stands, you could just feel the whole walls, like the cement. It just felt like the stadium was gonna collapse.
Wow.
So it was very exciting.
And I saw you took a picture with Javier Baez and talked to some players. Were you somewhere you weren't supposed to be there when? How'd that happen?
Yeah, me and another ball player, we were able to. We just, in all honesty, we didn't know where we were. We got lost. We kind of got separated from the group, and we started walking around. And I said, "Hey, that looks like Javier Baez." So we walk over, asked him for a picture. He's a really polite guy about it. Took a picture with him, and we kept going. And then we ran into Kyle Schwarber, Ben Zobrist. And so we looked at each
Wow.
other and we're like, hey, maybe we should stay down here for a little bit. We walked down. We were able to see inside the locker room. We could see the clubhouse. And then, we started getting phone calls saying, our stand leaders were looking for us. So it was time for us to go back. But really fun experience.
In life, take your opportunities. You don't know when they'll come again. Talk about Game 7 atmosphere. What was that like? Was there a nervous atmosphere?
No, I don't think so. It just, when you walked into the stadium, I know a bunch of us guys, once we get done doing the stand, we go out and sit in the stadium and just, watch them set up everything.
Right.
It didn't even feel like a baseball game. It just felt, like the greatest thing on earth was just coming to town. And, coming from college ball players, that's what every kid dreams of, doing. They either want to play in Game 7 or they want to be at Game 7 to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then winning extra innings too. Like
yeah,
that's just probably the most incredible World Series in our lifetime.
yeah. And another thing I kind of picked up because there was also a rain delay that went in effect to that.
Right.
And throughout the sports in Cleveland, with Believe Land, you always hear of the drive, the shot, all the curses in Cleveland. Hopefully this doesn't go under the category of the delay, but other than that, it was
Kind of a lot like the Ravens and 49ers Super Bowl when the lights went out. Definitely a momentum shift.
Mm-hmm.
But baseball's a little different because it's a little harder to transfer momentum from batter to batter as opposed to you have a drive on the offensive end, your quarterback spot.
I definitely agree. It's hard in both cases though, especially with like a pitcher in baseball. When you take a rain delay, they might not come back out when they were already warmed up and ready to go, and you got to change your whole strategy. Football, it's just as hard. You have the momentum. You're going hard. Your quarterback is warmed up in a streak, and then he gets delayed. Both of them are it's hard to come back from.
I watched the game on television and I noticed it felt like it was a neutral site, honestly. There were a lot of Cubs fans.
Oh yeah, there were many Cubs fans. There were I talked to a few fans from they were dressed up with their Cubs uniforms on. They come to the stand, and a majority of them would drive all the way from Chicago to come and watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of odd. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the fact that Cleveland just got to witness a championship earlier this year with the Cavaliers, and their fans weren't as excited. But I mean,
But these are the two teams that had the longest World Series droughts in the league.
yeah.
And I think because the Cubs haven't been there in 108 years, that they haven't won in 108 years, that they're just extra excited about it and bought the tickets in advance and probably way more excited about it than Cleveland just for that exact reason. Plus, the Cavs had a home game, so that takes away some of the
takes a
fans
little
too.
bit.
I would
Take
say
a little.
for game one, there were definitely more Indians fans I saw than Cubs fans. But then, once game two came, it was, you could kind of see it starting to drift away a little bit. And then when we came back for game 7, it was just a total flip around.
Right. The telltale to me was the final out. The crowd erupted, and I thought we were at Wrigley Field. There were so many cheers for the Cubs winning the World Series at Progressive Field. I thought that was very surprising.
And I guess the moral of the World Series and the NBA Finals tells us 3-1 doesn't mean anything, guys. Anything is possible. They come back from 3-1 in both of those.
Heck,
Cleveland being on both sides.
You've even seen it in baseball, too. In 2004, Yankees had a 3-0 lead on the Red Sox, so you never know what can happen.
Well, Win, thanks for coming on, giving us your baseball and World Series insight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. And listen, Niall Nerf, if you give my boy Spencer over here any hard time, I will come find you. Don't mess with me, Nile Nerf. Thank you, boys.
'Cause we are
Th-
running wild.
Thanks, Win. Wow, Spence, what an episode. We talked World Series, we talked football. It was a great, great episode on the pod.
Yeah, I had a good time today, Gabe.
Yeah. So Spencer, do you like nature documentaries?
I am a fan of him. I was shown this video by Melissa Graham that there was like a dozen snakes, and there's this little lizard, and the lizard's just, minding his own business, looking around, and these snakes try to attack him, and he just takes off like a rocket ship. And then he gets caught in a tangle of snakes, and
He was running
he
wild.
busted right out of it, and then he kept going. He was jumping all over these rocks, and the snakes were running after him.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets to the top of the rocks, and the snakes can't reach him anymore. And he's like, "Yes, I reached the pinnacle." It was inspirational. It was great camera work,
So many times you think the lizard is done.
and he
so
just
many
escapes.
times he escapes.
He's the Marshawn Lynch of lizards. It was inspirational, life changing. Thank you for sharing with that video with me. It was incredible, and
Shout out Melissa Graham. Shout out women's basketball.
women's basketball at Hilbert taking a championship this year.
Thank you again for listening to this podcast. This has been another episode of
Running Wild.